Hey, Guoba here. The 2.3 livestream just revealed our latest limited banners. Firefly and Jade are of course the new units, but Ruan Mei and Argenti will also be making a return, so this version is pretty exciting. Today I'll go through each character and explain why you should or should not pull for them. Firefly and Jade aren't fully revealed, but their kit identities are, so we can kind of gauge how they'll end up. They are all different in roles in this patch, so it will depend on a lot of variables, but I hope this video helps. If it did, consider liking and subscribing to win your next 50-50, and let me know who you plan on pulling. Anyway, let's begin. So first let's check out Firefly. She is a fire destruction unit that is heavily centered around Break, another fine addition to the Break meta. Sacrificing health, regaining it, going super fast, and spamming out blast super breaks. She is the most hyped unit in the community so far, so she will likely be a top tier DPS like Akron, but we will have to gauge her performance twice. Once when she's out, and again later on endgame modes after her banner, as the first mode rotations will heavily promote her playstyle. I think for longevity's sake, Firefly won't even be that bad, since Break will be a staple archetype just like Dart, Follow-Up, Crit Hypercarry, Dual DPS already all are. Break has a lot of future potential, and with every new unit, light cone that buffs it or synergizes with it, we could see a buff to her. It's just like every new Nihility could be a new Akron upgrade. I mean, at least for Super Break, we only have one core team that doesn't really want to change: Gallagher, Ruan Mei, and Hat Blazer. The moment we get a limited version of Harmony MC, all Super Break teams win. A 5-star version of Gallagher could also end up being crazy, because as we see with every new sustain, they get some form of extra utility that excels in their given niche. This does, however, mean that Firefly could be tied down to a very strict team composition until then, and Ruan Mei rerunning is a big warning to get her too if you want Firefly. If you need a top DPS, maybe you missed out on Akron, she should be a worthy pull. I mean, maybe you don't even have a second limited DPS, and in that case, I'd definitely think about it. For day 1 players, we probably have enough DPS already, so it becomes who do you pull for next. More sustain that have cool utility, more crazy harmony units, DPS or debuffers. I literally cannot wait for Sam to be finally in my account, but I have been waiting 10 months for this beautiful mecha. And of course, Firefly has been an awesome addition to the story. I think the many different animations and the kit in itself are very cool, and it has a lot of raw power. We don't know numbers just yet, but we'll know soon just how strong she is, so subscribe if you want to catch my upcoming videos on her. One thing to finish on though is the 4-stars running alongside Firefly. Her banner has a baller Break DPS in Shui and the best Break sustain Gallagher. Misha is there too if you didn't manage to E6 him, so it's a nice collectionist banner overall. The rerun running with Firefly is Ruan Mei. Ruan Mei, as we know, is just her. When you want her in a comp, she's hard to easily replace. She's decent for hypercarry, especially as a secondary harmony. She's amazing for dual DPS, being the best for damage over time ones. And she is usually the best Break support, convenient since Break is being heavily pushed right now. In Super Break particularly, she is key due to her weakness break efficiency being so strong. Now for Boothill, for example, she's not necessarily needed, since he has his own break procs and you don't need to run Super Break. But the moment a Break DPS is tied to Super Break, it's Ruan Mei gaming. Anyway, all this is to say she is still incredibly universal and strong, and she is just super comfy in general. Even if she isn't the best in a team damage-wise, the survivability benefits and ease of use make her really nice to just plop in. If you like multiple 5-star harmonies, I'd definitely pull for her. If you like only Robin, I would still consider it, since Sparkle and Bronya aren't as powerful in dual DPS. And if you have all of them, still consider Ruan Mei for Super Break teams. If you are a new player, getting Ruan Mei before she takes another 6 months to rerun is definitely a viable option. The only reason you'd want to skip Ruan Mei is if you hate her, or you don't care for meta or account value, or you have no Jades. It's especially important to note that they're rerunning her alongside Firefly, and the two will have extraordinary synergy together. It's a bit cheeky of them, but if you can only pull one, Ruan Mei should be better for your account overall due to being a limited harmony. And if you want Firefly, I would definitely consider getting Ruan Mei as well, because no light cone is worth more than her. Now Jade is our second half's new 5-star. She is a quantum erudition unit, just like Qingshui, but Qingshui kinda always felt like a destruction to me, and Jade feels like a real erudition. Anyways, Jade is like Topaz, but for AoE. She'll be the Amper sub DPS to AoE follow-ups, much like Topaz is to single target follow-ups. Now I think Topaz will still have value for any future low target follow-up units, but also for AoE follow-up units in lower target fights. For AoE situations and especially pure fiction, Jade will be a godsend. You'll have combos like Himiko Jade, Hurta Jade even, Argenti Jade, and Blade Jade looks to be very powerful from this initial sneak peek too, with the HP drain mechanic. What's also nice is Izumo Sigonia now has even better farm value for pure fiction. Sigonia has always been made for pure fiction, but now we have Izumo with dual erudition setups, so you now get twice the value if you need to upgrade your pure fiction runs. So Hurta is a follow-up sub DPS or main DPS in pure fiction, attacking when enemies drop under half HP. Himiko is the same but attacks when enough enemies are broken. Now Jade doesn't need these conditions, she just needs her selected target to attack a ton, which is really nice and always consistent, meaning she is universally great. So just like you have the Himiko Hurta combo, Jade can do some insane things in pure fiction with the right main DPS. I also hope she can do fine as a main DPS in this mode too. In MOC, she will probably be just decent, so it will be the opposite of Firefly. She'll be one of the best units in pure fiction, but okay in MOC. Firefly, however, should be one of the best in MOC, but okay in pure fiction, so it's up to you what you need to beat and which endgame modes you'll struggle in. Considering Apocalyptic Shadow is a brand new one and is boss focused, Firefly could be the better value here to get a good head start on this new endgame. We still don't know everything about Apocalyptic Shadow, and they may introduce insane buffs and nerfs to archetypes just like the latest Pure Fiction, so I can't judge full value on this mode just yet. For the first rotation though, she will definitely be insane. Now Argenti is our fourth unit and is another Pure Fiction beast. In MOC, it's a struggle as his ultimate is very slow to regain in low target situations, even with the Sparkle Tingian setup. So I relegate my Argenti personally to pure fiction only. In this mode, the moment you have a physical weak side, he wins. The moment you have a ult-based buff, he wins. The moment you have anything he can abuse, he just pops off. Even in this pure fiction, you can 40k the first side with him, and this is a super dot-focused pure fiction. I do fear a bit for when pure fiction keeps scaling in HP and mounts, we can always bring a secondary DPS with a dual DPS buffer, which is convenient because again, Ruan Mei will be rerunning. So we have a destructive Break DPS, a universal harmony goddess, a pure fiction sub or hopefully main DPS, and a pure fiction main DPS. You can choose which game modes you need to beat, or go for the easy option and get the harmony that helps all game modes. In 2.4 we have Annihility and another destruction unit. So for Akron Polos, Annihility 5-star sounds just like what they did with Black Swan after Kafka. Yunli, I have zero idea, but I mean, she looks cool. Remember, the two new units will always have their hype phase, so if you don't want a unit, don't pull. Same goes for the old units. Ruan Mei is insane, but the game doesn't hinge on you pulling her or not. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know who you plan to pull on in this exciting patch. Thanks to my amazing YouTube members, and have a good day.